One, two, three. And welcome to Art This. Thank you very much, John. How are you?
I'm fabulous, Stephen. How are you doing?
I am great.
And how are all of you out there?
Out there in TV land.
Great.
Yes.
What's going on today? You can't even say it because it's so special that he can't talk about it because he's it. The front man for the new Beckham County Ramblers is sitting right next to me, and they're our guests today. And you might think it's a little self-indulgent for us to feature one of our own people, but when you're good, you're good. And so we're going to hear from the Ramblers today.
I'm excited.
Fantastic.
All right.
All right, let's get busy.
Well, late last night when my Willie come home, well, I heard this mighty rapping at the door. Slipping and a sliding with his new shoes on. Oh, Willie, don't you rap no more. And it's oh me, and it's oh my, what's gonna become of me? I was downtown fooling around. Mama, don't you cry for me. Well, I know just what you promised me no more than 3 weeks ago. Well, you promised that you'd marry me, sitting right on your mama's kitchen floor. And it's oh me, and it's oh my, what's gonna become of me? I was downtown fooling around. Mama, don't you cry for me. It was all about that battleship man. Well, what kind of shoes do Rough Riders wear? Broken in, cost $1 a pair. It was all about that battleship man. Well, what kind of shoes do poor farmers wear? I don't know, I ain't never had a pair. It was all about that battleship man. We were at war with that great nation Spain. When I get back to Spain, I'm gonna honor my name. It was all about that battleship man. One more time. Remember the name.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, fans. You're here on Art This. We are excited to have the new Beckham County Ramblers with us. Before we get into any of the questions about the Me Too movement or crises like that, let's go and find out who these people are. Stephen, start with yourself, and
All
then
right,
let's hear
Stephen
it.
Middleton here. Goodness gracious, I play banjo.
And
Easy
well.
enough. Thank you.
My name is Nathan Kaiser, and I play the fiddle and play some guitar in the band.
Awesome.
I'm Clark Gordon, and I play the guitar.
I'm Melissa Keyser, and I play the bass.
Welcome, everybody. It's so great to hear you. I loved your tunes. It looks like you have a good time when you play.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And what I'm wondering about is, where do these songs come from? You've got all of the entire world's catalog to choose from, and you picked really great songs. I've heard you play live before. I loved every one of the tunes you picked, but half of them I had never heard before,
All right.
even though I enjoyed them immensely. Where does your catalog find its roots?
Well, you know, those the songs that we played here for you all, Late Last Night and Battleship of Maine, both come, gosh, the Late Last Night was from the 20s or 30s, and the Battleship of Maine was the very first anti-war song back turn of the century. I heard those on some old recordings and thought, hey, I think we could spruce that up, make it a little modern, and you know, I guess more relevant time to have an anti-war song from the 1890s and now, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's true. Well, what about the rest of the band? Is there a challenge or a feel that you have to go for when you're reaching back almost 100 years with some of these tunes? Does it demand something from you that, say, playing something more recent doesn't demand? What do you think?
I'm the newest member, so because
You've made this adjustment.
well, the guitar players kept exploding, so they found me. But it's different from being a traditional, like growing up in the '80s playing guitar. Like this stuff, you kind of change your method. You don't add as many embellishments or chord structures or notes. You just stick to the basic chords, and that allows the melody and the banjo parts and the fiddle parts to kind of speak out. So, as a guitar player, it's fun because it's challenging to be simpler than to be more complicated.
All right. How do you like playing this music?
I like it a lot because it's simple, but as a bass player, I can make it harder on myself by just adding things that I want to, like walks. I've gotten better at adding those in. I don't know. Simple is the key, and I just follow Steve most of the time.
There we go. So as long as he's on track, everything's fine.
Usually.
Oh, that's a heavy burden.
One thing I would say, though, most people see a banjo and a fiddle and a bass and they immediately think bluegrass. This is more old-time music, and everyone plays the melody together, and there's not a lot of leads and you know, showing off, so everyone tries to get in the same rhythm and harmony and melody.
One of the most visually dramatic parts of your group, of course, is Nathan Kaiser. he's just standing there. That is enough, but when he plays
Towering
fiddle,
above.
it gets even better. And Nathan, what is it about this kind of music that is appealing to you?
Well, I think it's something that comes out of this region. It's a music, I think, that's really centered around community. And it's one thing to write new songs and create new songs, but we're also adding to it by going back and finding some of these songs that may be lost if people didn't pick them up and start playing them again. So we kind of challenge ourselves to find melodies that are weird and strange and crooked and have extra beats or missing beats and try to put them all together. And it's really fun to bring those tunes kind of back to life for people to enjoy again. And you know, it's fun just doing it with friends too, you know.
This is a hard-working band. I mean, I watched them play at the Rock in Moorhead, which is a venue set up pretty much for rock and roll and raucous behavior. And this group held their own in that setting. I mean, it was really impressive. You had the crowd with you, you had people stomping their feet and enjoying themselves in a setting that would be considered almost, you know, just not consistent with this kind of music. So you pulled it off somehow. What is it that you have to do? You've played in so many different venues. When audiences see you set up, there may be a little trepidation like, oh, is this going to be big enough? But you guys make it big enough somehow. What's the New Beckham County's Rambler
Be
formula
loud
for
and
making it
proud.
big? Loud and
First
proud?
foremost. And then, you know, for the most part, every song we play is pretty fast. It's a driving beat. And, you know, I switch off and play harmonica. And so, you know, you're playing fast and you have a captive audience in a place like the Rock. And I think, you know, once that grabs them 120 beats per minute or higher, it just keeps it pumping blood flow wise.
Well, it works. Now, I know you've got a busy performance schedule. You play everywhere from farmers markets, parking lots, to highbrow
Cattle
political
market,
gatherings.
At 8 o'clock in the morning, we
At
did
8
a
in
farm.
the morning, it was like
8 in the morning.
coffee in
Two
one
counties
hand,
away.
bow in the other, right? But where can folks see you online and get a little sample?
Well,
of
we
your
have a
variety?
Facebook account, facebook.com/New Beckham County Ramblers. We will soon have an Instagram account. Melissa's going to take care of that.
Oh.
And a website.
Yep.
And hopefully that'll be newbeckhamcountyramblers.com if someone else has not registered that already.
Well, there's not another band like you around here, and I'm not sure there's another band like you anywhere. But we really appreciate you being on Art This. And everybody, check them out. Will not be disappointed if you go see the New Beckham County Ramblers. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back in a minute to wrap this show. We're going to jam our way out through the credits with the Ramblers. We'll be right back.
All right.
Isn't that great?
Hey,
Thank you. Your
thanks.
check's in the mail.
Hey, John, another season down. Can you believe that?
Feels good. We
Yeah.
did some good work talking about the work that makes art work, and what better way to wrap up a season than with the Ramblers.
That's right.
We surely appreciate it. Should we get out of here with
Let's
some
do it.
music?
Let's do
All
it.
right, we'll
You
see
ready?
everybody next season. All right, let's do it.